Hey friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're spending a lot of time down in the basement. We're also going to do some general house picking up. I haven't done any of those like general cleaning videos in a while, and some kitchen organization too. So stay tuned for all of the motivation if you need it, or just some satisfying progress on our downstairs, because this basement is not seeing a lot of love. It's still in rough shape. We're not going to get to this project for a long time. Like, you won't see this space like really improve cosmetically for a very long time. Right now it's just a storage space. If you are new to my channel, we just bought a house that was built in 1965, so lots of renovations are happening upstairs in our home, and while that's going on, we decided to store as much as we possibly could downstairs in the basement. That way renovation projects are easier, DIYs are easier, there's less furniture and belongings to move around, and so that's why our basement looks like this. And today's project is making it a little bit more put together. Because we won't be getting to the basement for a long time, we're not as worried about kind of unpacking things and organizing them downstairs. So that's what we're doing in this video today. We're going to do a lot of organizing, unwrapping some furniture, putting things away, tidying the space up, just making it more functional. You'll see my husband Christian hopping in a bunch to help. You'll see my daughter and our dog running in and out. Crazy, chaotic life we're living right now, but it's really fun, and I'm glad to be sharing this journey along with all of you guys. First thing we're tackling is some toy organization for Maddie. I wanted to pull out more of her books and her toys so I could do more of a rotation. We have a couple drawers upstairs that we keep her toys in, and I wanted to be able to access the rest of them that have been packed up for quite a few months now. So we put out her little cube organizer, and now we're going to set up this long, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost a buffet table. We use it as an entryway table. It's basically just a bunch of storage. So we're going to put that under this window here. So we're just rearranging things and shuffling things around, and hopefully you'll see some progress happening down in the basement.
There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down.
Now, I haven't shared like a full-on basement tour. Well, I did do a full empty house tour, so you saw it then, but I have not been showing a lot of it since we moved everything in. I've shown little glimpses and just hints of it, but later on in this video, if you want to see some more of this space, hear some more about some major house updates coming. We have a huge update happening. I will share all that in a later point of this video. Not to keep you waiting, I was just talking in the video and explaining it. It's a little bit complicated, and it's basically like all of our upstairs renovations and bathroom makeovers and all of that hinge on this one big project happening. So I'm giving an update on that later on in the video, but I was excited to focus down in here a little bit more. One, because it's just one more space in the house that we can actually use and enjoy. Maddie and I have been coming down here. She's been playing. I've been just sitting and relaxing a little bit, and it's nice to make this space a little more livable because we do go downstairs a lot to access the back porch. I also show that a little bit in the video. It's very cute. It needs some love as well, but what doesn't in this house? But it's just nice to have this space not be completely overwhelming. You can see from this clip, you can barely see the carpets in this room. Like, everything is just everywhere, and it's just a hot mess. Maddie gets into all of the boxes. I can never find anything, and it feels really good to have made some progress in here. There's definitely more videos on organizing the basement to come. We have lots of work to get done in this house, and we're just inching by little as we can. A lot of you guys will comment saying that I need to rest and I need to get ready for this baby and just relax, and it's just hard for me to do that right now. It's hard to relax in a house where you know you have endless projects to do, and so Christian and I are working pretty hard right now, and honestly I'll probably keep up this kind of pace as long as I can manage until the next baby comes, because I know that life's going to change a lot with a second child. So my relaxing will come when this baby comes, so basically when I stop sleeping at night. But for all of you who are very concerned about me working too hard or doing too much and lifting too many things, like, I appreciate your concern. I'm listening to it, but it also would just feel wrong to just relax and let this house sit as is instead of preparing it and nesting it and making it a better home for our family. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all Christian is in the back working on the door to our garage. He was shaving it down, taking apart the door frame. So much of this house just needs to be torn down and replaced, like drywall and doors and trim work, like all of that needs to go and just have fresh stuff put up, which is why I'm not even bothering painting down here. Even though paint would do wonders in this space, it's just not worth it right now because there's other stuff I could be working on, and all of it's gonna have to go anyway. Like, it wouldn't even be like the long-term solution for this space. So what I was saying is Christian's back in the corner while I'm organizing. He's trying to make this garage door open and shut on its own. We've had crazy humidity and swelling, and just like the doors are absorbing too much moisture and it's just not closing right, and we want to have a door that kind of enters our home to close and lock properly. So that's what you'll see him working on while Maddie and I make the pretty stuff happen. This is probably a good representation of what our life is actually like and like how we partner up on these home projects. I am more like the design work, the pretty stuff, the organizing, the making things functional, whereas Christian is making it like a house that we could actually live in. He is the one doing plumbing work, electrician repairs. He's the one making sure our doors actually close. I could not be living in this house without my husband being as handy as he is, and we could not afford to be living in this house with how much has gone wrong already if he wasn't able to do all this work himself. So shout out to Christian. I brag on him all the time, but he deserves it. He is the unsung hero of how our family's even living in this home right now, because just so much is always going wrong. We're always discovering a new little issue to overcome and everything, and Christian's always on top of it. So you'll see me doing the fun and pretty stuff, but just know I am not doing this alone. I could not do this alone. I can paint, I can do design work and DIYs and that stuff, but it's really Christian behind the scenes making all of this happen.
Like a shooting star turns into dust. Until we crashed and burned. No, I wasn't the one, but I gave it all I've got. When all is said and done.
Maddie was so excited to see all of these toys come out. She hasn't seen anything in this box since the end of March. That's when we packed it up from our old house. Also gonna move upstairs and work on our couch. We were having our neighbors over for dinner, and this couch has just gotten nasty. Bucky's been sleeping on it, and we normally cover it with a blanket, but we hadn't been, and it's hard to tell in this video, but it needed like major cleaning. I honestly could have like refilled my little portable cleaner and done it a second time, and it still would need more help, but it's a lot better now. I love this little portable cleaner. It has saved us so much money on like keeping this couch clean. I also still keep like a bottle of Folex or stain remover for like quick little touch-ups, but this just needed like the whole thing needed to be cleaned. So working on this because we had our neighbors coming over for dinner. I've wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's something that like I've experienced a lot, but this experience is also very different, and that is moving to a new city and making friends as an adult. Kind of a weird topic, kind of a niche topic, so if you don't relate to this at all, I'm glad. But with Christian being in the military, we have done, this is now like our third move. So we moved to Virginia when we first got married. We were there for a year, and then we moved to California and lived there for 3 years. And now this is our third move to Knoxville, Tennessee. And in each of those places, we haven't known anybody. Like, we didn't move because family was there or anything. Like, we just went in there blind and made it work. And I am honestly struggling a little bit in the friend department here. We've found a church we kind of like. It's not like our ideal #1 situation for a church, but we've kind of figured out that like beggars can't be choosers out here. We're not going to find the perfect church. There is no perfect church. So we've had one that we've been going to for the past month or so. We're in a community group that we've gone to once, and it's just been hard. So our neighbors are super friendly. They're awesome. They invited us over for dinner one night. We've had them over for one night, but it's just a little bit awkward still because I'm just trying to find people in our life stage. They don't have children, which is fine, but it just makes it a little bit harder for like the day-to-day get-togethers. It's like, do you want to go to the park? Like, no, a 30-year-old who does not have children doesn't want to go to the park. So that's one thing I have been struggling with, and I wonder if Christian is too. because he hasn't been in the office here. He's been remote for anything that he's been doing and just like staying at home with us. He's actually traveling for work right now. So he hasn't had the same like office camaraderie or like coworkers that he normally has had. And that's honestly how I've made a lot of my friends in the past too, like his coworkers' wives, even just his coworkers and coming over and hanging out. I can feed them during football games and stuff. But like we're just missing the social aspect here a little bit, and it is so hard to make friends as an adult. I have a couple things that I've been doing to try to reach out. Like I said, church is number one for us. Like one, we value church so much that like just being at a church is important for us, but it's also a great place to meet people who are like-minded, have similar values, and this church we're at has tons of people our age with children Maddie's age, and so that's a huge plus for us. We just haven't gotten fully plugged in there yet, and I don't know. I'm trying to make friends. So if you guys have any tips on that for making friends in a new city, for like mom friends, basically, that's what I'm really interested in making, like people who I can have play dates with, socialize Maddie with, all of that stuff would be good and great because I'm struggling. There is this one like fitness class that I discovered. I think it's like a national franchise called Fit for Mom. And it's basically a workout class led by a personal trainer. And they do a class every single day of the week at just like local parks in like their parking lots. And what you do is you bring your child in the stroller and they stay in the stroller for the whole class. It's kind of interactive for them. You bring some like toys and some snacks to keep them occupied, but you get to work out in a group with other moms in the same age group as you. You get a workout class in, and it's kind of like a little gym membership. So I'm gonna sign up for that this week and try out my first class for free for that before I like do a membership. Yes, I am super pregnant, so I won't be able to stay in the class for super long, but I've read online on like Facebook groups for the Knoxville area that like it's a great way to find other moms in your situation, in your scenario, and like meet people and make friends. Or it's just something to get out and do every day, which if you have toddlers, you know is very important. So I'll report back on how that class goes, if I like it, if I sign up for a normal membership. I'm really hoping that works out well. Oh, another huge life update. I don't think I've mentioned this on YouTube yet, but over on my Instagram, I've definitely shared about my struggles finding a doctor out here. You can tell I am very pregnant. I think I'm 31 weeks pregnant. No, I'm 30 weeks pregnant today, I believe. It's hard to keep track of the second pregnancy like this. And I have not been able to find a doctor who will take care of my pregnancy up until today. We had been spending, I want to say the last month or so, calling every clinic that is listed as a provider by my insurance. We're still on TRICARE, so like I've been looking at all the TRICARE resources and trying to find a doctor, and I have just been struggling so hard. I call places and they say like, oh, we'll accept TRICARE. Oh, you're over 20 weeks pregnant, we're not accepting you as a transfer patient. Or I'll hear the opposite of like, oh, we'll accept you as a transfer patient. Oh wait, we're listed on the TRICARE site, but we're not actually with TRICARE anymore. And just like any variation of those. And then I finally found one who would take me, and guys, I'm out of breath. This pregnancy, it's catching up. I'm leaning over to a microphone talking to you, and it's just, whew. But I called and they finally said like, yes, we'll take you. We need your medical records. And I'm like, great, I'll just print everything from my patient portal from the doctor I was seeing in North Carolina. And they said, no. You have to like have an official copy from their office faxed to us. So I'm like, great, go and do that. And I go to my old doctor's office, and on the phone they tell me, yeah, it takes about 30 days for this paperwork to process. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. So then I called the other place back, had them put in a doctor request for my medical records, and it still was taking way too long. So Christian and I actually were in Charlotte, just happenstance, where my old doctor used to be. So I went in person, paid for my medical records, brought it to this whole office, and they're like, oh wait, we don't see patients who are like past 10 weeks of pregnancy. We refer them out to this hospital that's like 30 minutes away. And so it just one thing after another. Like I have been crying in doctor's offices at this point, just begging to be seen. And they've been very sweet. Like I know it's not the receptionist's fault, and I've definitely not been rude, but it's just been a hard time finding it. But praise the Lord, this morning, Maddie and I were pulling out of the driveway to go to the park, and I got a phone call from the doctor that's 30 minutes away. That's less than ideal. But like the doctor that they referred me to is accepting me as a patient. I have my first appointment with them next week. They're very happy to see me. They sound very sweet on the phone, and praise the Lord, we finally have a doctor, and this baby's gonna get some medical care. I need to do my gestational diabetes test. I have to do a bunch of like other like catch-up things on the pregnancy. So that is great news. I'm very excited and thrilled about that. I have been cleaning in the kitchen now for a long time. I realized I hadn't shown much of like our normal nighttime routine, like just daily cleaning, because yes, we're in a renovation home and doing fun projects all the time, and that's what a lot of my YouTube videos have been, but we're also parents and just living life, and cleaning up after dinner every night happens every single day. Messes happen every day. The toys need to be put away. So these past few minutes have just been those kinds of clips of just like what we're doing every day. We also had made a Costco run, and oh, yes, I should talk about it. I shared in one of the recent videos about the mouse that Christian caught for me from our pantry. The pantry is like these doors to the left of this open shelving. There's a gaping hole in the wall there that I don't want to talk about and fix or address, so I'm just closing off the pantry. Nothing can get in and out of the pantry at this point, so I feel comfortable about that. But we're now just using these open shelves to the right of the pantry as our actual pantry. I just said pantry 15 times, but I haven't organized this yet. Basically, when I discovered what was probably a mouse in this area, I freaked out and pulled everything out and just threw it on those shelves and never organized it. So now we're doing that. We're also unloading and organizing our Costco haul, all of the baby snacks and that stuff, and putting this into a little bit more of a functional space.
Saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
I should also clarify that we have addressed the mouse situation. There are no longer just mice in our house. We only caught one, and there are still active traps to ensure that no other mice are around, and we've investigated, and like, I'm not just like shutting the pantry door and letting them create a home there comfortably. There's no more mice. I should clarify that a little bit. I just am grossed out by the pantry in general, and the thought about mice having access to it at all. I just don't want to mess with it. So that door's been shut, and also I should mention that the only reason this kind of works out is because this whole wall and the entire kitchen will all be demoed, so it's not like I need to make the pantry work long term. Hopefully within a year we'll be looking at the kitchen remodel, and when we do the kitchen remodel, we're opening up this entire wall. There's not a good shot of it in this video, but basically this wall is the end of a hallway that leads to our front door, and right behind this pantry area are the steps that go down into the basement. And the plan, ultimately, fingers crossed this works out, we're pretty sure it works out, but ultimately we want to open up that entire wall and create more of like just a railing for the stairs down to the basement. We still need to like run AC down to the basement so it can like be without a door and just be incorporated into the home, but we would love for it to feel a little bit more open and incorporated, so it's like seamless to go downstairs. We want the basement to ultimately be like a guest bedroom office and like a bonus playroom, so we want that to all be functional and easily accessible. Right now there's a big door in the way and obviously the wall, and so taking down the wall, opening it up, getting rid of the door, probably putting a baby gate in because toddlers, but all of that will definitely make the basement feel more part of the home. So that's like the grand scheme, the grand plan, I should say, and we're looking forward to that project one day. So that's why I don't really care about making it super perfect in the kitchen right now. It'd be great if we could make every space perfect right now and do all of the fun DIY updates to the kitchen and all of that, but I just don't have the bandwidth right now. I'm working on other projects, so like painting all of the kitchen and painting those cabinets and removing wallpaper would be so time consuming when we're hopefully getting to that project within a year. About a year from now. I would say next summer, next fall is probably when we're looking at the kitchen reno, but that's why that's happening, and also wanted to address why I'm not super concerned about the mouse issue.
And we keep on driving, we just do what we wanna do.
Okay, welcome to the rest of this video. The main thing we're working on is the basement. I am going bananas. We talked a lot in the beginning of this move about how we're not trying to fully move in yet because we want to do a lot of renovations upstairs, and we'll have to like move stuff back downstairs. So like we're trying to not move our stuff 15 times unnecessarily, but I'm going bananas trying to find like specific items that just get lost in a sea of boxes. And I realized I haven't really given you a good look at what we're dealing with in the basement. So here's like a lot of our stuff, closet boxes, like random things. Like we're going to Disney soon, so I needed to go find our stroller cover. I'm trying to find, what's it called, an oil diffuser. It's just impossible to find anything down here, and I'm officially starting to lose my mind about it. Christian's also not here right now, so I'm solo parenting, and this will be a fun activity because Maddie's toys are all unboxed here. We did that in my last like unpacking video, so check that out if you missed it. So she'll be happy to play with all of her toys down here. I can get some work done, we'll kill some time, and we'll feel a little bit better about the house. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna go about this. I'm just gonna try to clean it up. Let me give you a little tour though of what we're working with down in the basement, because I don't think I've shown you very much of all of this stuff. So this right here, where you see like this angle above our washer and dryer, is the stairs from the main level of our house. This is the basement. It also leads outside to our lovely sun porch and backyard, which we love. We finally got the laundry functional. If you remember, we had a 4-prong dryer, but it needs to be a 3-prong, and all of you guys started commenting like, hey, you can just buy a 3-prong plug, right as Christian was realizing that he could do that. So like you guys were all on the same page at the same time. So we have functional laundry, not the cutest, but it gets the job done. This closet over here terrifies me. I don't think you can even see into there, but there's like a plug and stuff, and it's like 1000%, you can't see anything up there. But in my mind, that's like 1000% how the mouse got into the house, because that has like open studs to the garage, and I think you can climb that up through like the laundry chute area. We have a teeny tiny little laundry chute, barely functional, and I'm 99% sure that that's how the mouse got through the house. So I can't wait to tear that out, but I just want to like clear this up a bit. So I'm gonna take down these curtains, get rid of those. That's a TV that used to be in our garage. We have all of our suitcases and stuff here. Just a bunch of junk. This came out of the fireplace. Madeline being absolutely adorable. These are boxes that go in our bathroom. The good news about the basement is that we will be able to just unpack stuff pretty soon. We're working on getting our floor joists in the second half of the house supported, and like putting a beam in and all kind of expensive structural stuff that's going to let us build that new bathroom. And when that happens, bathroom boxes are gonna all get unpacked and decluttered and gone through. So like that's gonna like, the renovations like unlock organization for me. So I might like tidy these up and like try to condense them just to one box so it's less clutter down here. But I'm not gonna like move stuff into the bathroom today. If you're tracking what I'm saying, I just wanna make this a little tidier. This is Maddie's toy storage. Obviously it's a disaster. I have bookshelves. This unit used to be in our entryway. We just have a bunch of Christian's military gear in here, just kind of keeping things out of the way. I don't even know what else. We've got baby stuff. We have to start nesting for baby number 2 happening soon. But same thing with the bathroom project. When we add the bathroom in the new location, we are going to be rewiring and then tearing out all of the drywall of the 2 bedrooms that Maddie and baby number 2 will be staying in. So we are like holding all of the baby things here. Like, I feel so terrible. Maddie has not had like a decorated bedroom. Like, granted, she just sleeps in there. Like, that's literally all she does. Her crib is in there and she sleeps. But we haven't done anything. I haven't painted in those rooms because we know we're gonna have to be tearing out all of the drywall, putting in new walls. It's super loud to our street, so we are hoping there's not even insulation in the walls. We're pretty confident that we won't find insulation in those walls. So we're gonna put insulation in, do some soundproofing. Christian's gonna rewire both of those rooms. And once that bathroom gets built, that's when we can start decorating the room for Maddie and the nursery for baby number 2. So in the meantime, I have nowhere but the basement to put like our baby bouncer and our bath seat and our extra stroller and like all of that stuff, or like my nursing pillow. So that's to sit out, which is driving me bonkers. But like, it also doesn't make sense to put it upstairs in those rooms when we're about to demo those rooms and bring it back down here. So I just want to like, I'm saying the same things over and over again. We have to store stuff here. It's driving me crazy. I want to make it more functional. And the worst room by far is this like back bedroom. This was sold to us as a 4-bedroom house. We learned in our appraisal, technically this room does not count as a bedroom because this window is too small and too high off the ground. But this is where Christian was working for a while. Like I said, he's not here, so I'm just gonna tidy this up. Madeline got into our office supplies. Clothes are down here because Christian finally needed to open up a closet box. Like, we just need to move some of our clothes upstairs, definitely. Condense some of these boxes. There's also no AC down here, and it gets really musty. So we have a very big dehumidifier that fills up like every day. So I need to empty the dehumidifier. That way our stuff is not getting ruined while it's being stored down here. And like, I don't even know what's in most of these boxes. Like, we have baby books, we have a camera, we have outdoor string lights. All of these trash bags are pillows and bedding and stuff. I just need to do something so this room is not as crazy as it is. It would also like clear up a ton of space to take out the like crib mattress and the crib for the other baby and bring those upstairs and build them. But like I said, it doesn't make sense because we're gonna demo those rooms and need like the whole room screwed out anyway. When we get to the bathroom project and we're demoing out Maddie's room, we're pretty sure she's gonna have to come sleep in our room for a few nights until we get the bathroom framed and then her room drywalled and like finished again. So that'll be interesting. So follow along, all that content's coming soon. We had a quote, another quote come out for the floor joists, and we're just really hoping it's within budget. We have another quote from a guy who did not seem super confident about his ability to do this project, but also Christian's like really, really capable. He's just never done this kind of work before, and so he wants to err on the side of caution, which I appreciate. But that's going to be like the most expensive thing I think we do to this house. The first quote for the floors, the floor reinforcement, is $12,500. So that's going to be a big ouch. But once we do that, we unlock like redoing all of the bathrooms. While she's over there being absolutely adorable, I'm going to start cleaning.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on?
Don't mind me while I throw out this roach we found on the ground. It was dead though, and Christian tells me that means we had like a good exterminator or like pest control situation. Finding them dead is not a terrible thing. I'm gonna just believe him, and I don't want to know differently, so if that's wrong, please don't tell me because I want to feel good about this house. I realized I also didn't really explain what the really expensive quote was for. I have in past videos, so fast forward or just ignore me for the next 30 seconds while I explain it. The current problem we have with starting the bathroom project, which is definitely something that I want to get done before this baby comes, we want our new bathroom to be built, and then we want the 2 rooms for the babies to be set up and ready to go, fresh drywall, almost decorated, paint. We want all of that, basically everything but refinishing the floors in those rooms. We want that done before baby comes at the end of October. We're a bit ambitious at this point, but the one thing holding up this project is that we have some issues with our floors. So we do have like a 1-story home, but the basement has a basement and a basement garage. So it's basically like the main level of our home is on the 2nd floor already. We're on a hill, so it kind of works out that way. And the flooring above all of the bedrooms and the bathrooms right now is the like ceiling of our garage. They're stacked on top of each other, and we are having some major floor sagging problems. If you saw the bathroom makeover, you saw how our tub is sinking into the floor. We're having crackings in the walls, and surprisingly, it's like not a big structural issue. Like if we weren't going to be changing a lot of things about this house, it's perfectly safe to live in it this way. It's only cosmetic of like your floors kind of sink where the walls are a little bit, but like logically, like structurally, perfectly fine. We've had engineers come out and tell us that. But because we want to build a new bathroom, we want to add a bunch of weight to this house, we need to reinforce them to safely do all those projects. There's also a large post in the middle of our garage that Christian wants removed. It'd be a huge thing for him. It's also got a big crack in it, and we just want to make that right before we open up the rest of the house. That should be, fingers crossed once again, the only big not fun expense we have in this house. Like I said, it's probably going to be between $12,000 and $15,000. We have to get all of the joists, which is basically the like large pieces of wood that support our subflooring. We're getting all of that sistered, meaning we're doubling the width of it and doubling the strength of it. And then we're also having a large beam installed running almost the width of half of our house to replace where that post was like supporting the weight of the 2nd floor or like the main level. Don't worry if you're not following along or keeping track. I barely understand what's going on, and only because Christian has explained it to me a million times. So before the bathroom happens, we need to make our house stronger than it currently is, because we're going to put in a new tub and a new toilet, and we're going to probably have to use self-leveling concrete to make the floors even and all of that. And so that's what this is going to fix. So once we get this quote started and this job done, which hopefully will only take a day or 2 to accomplish, especially if we go with this new contractor who we really liked. The first guy that gave us a quote, we were kind of iffy on, and this new guy we really liked. He seems like he knows what he's doing. He worked with our structural engineer that we really enjoyed also, and they just seem to have a much better grip on what they're doing in the homes. So we're just really hoping that comes in at a price within our budget, hopefully under $15,000. Christian would love to hear the number 10. I'm a little more pessimistic than him, but once we get that done, we are like good to get going on all of the bathroom stuff. So that's going to be happening soon. We just need to get over this one little hump of getting the floors fixed. It's the most expensive part of this project, and hopefully the most expensive thing we do to this house. But that's like the big thing that's holding up all of the other projects, why we haven't been making progress like we wanted to. Like I was hoping to have a bathroom done by now and fully built, but now we're just working towards that goal of getting all of this done before baby number 2 comes. But that is a progress update on the big renovations happening in this home.
I'm on my way now. 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 I'll be going away for a while. Oh, and I don't know what I'll find. Maybe I can be a rock star, playing songs on my guitar. I know I have to be somewhere else to be able to find myself. Shouldn't be so complicated. If I listen to my heart, I'm gonna leave it all behind. Find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah, I'm on my way now.
Okay, I'm losing steam. I'm gonna do this another day. Maybe it's in this video, maybe not. But I do need to empty the dehumidifier. And I don't think you guys have ever seen what the basement bathroom looks like. It is the scariest bathroom in the entire house. So we walk in here, some missing floor tiles, and then we dump the dehumidifier into this prison shower. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, keep going, Maddie. Watch out. We gotta plug it back in. Watch your step. And on that note, that's a wrap for this video. Lighting is awful. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming along on this journey. And I will see you guys in the next one. It is a makeover video. I'm not gonna tell you which one though, so stay tuned.
I'm on my way